This is the all-new WICR. We're now on Live 365 and Ustream.com. Just search WICR and like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/WICR Iona College Radio.
What's up, Iona? You're tuning into Thrasher Radio. I'm your host, Arlene.
I'm Gus.
I'm Fabian.
And today we have a very special show. Do you know why?
Why?
For those of you actually watching on Ustream through WICR, we have our good friends from Float. Woo! To like half of the band here.
Yeah.
Woo! So, introduce yourself, guys.
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm the drummer.
Chris what?
Bierstow.
Yes.
If you haven't met me before.
Chris Bierstow.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to meet you.
Arlene, you are the Oprah of WICR Radio. You're the best. I'm Ryan Dempsey. I am guitarist and vocalist for Float.
Yes.
Are you related to Clint Dempsey, the soccer player?
I am. Or I'm not, but I learned a while ago because people ask me all the time, hey, are you related to Patrick Dempsey? And if you are, why are you like dirt poor? And after a while, I would just tell them I am related to him just so they would stop asking.
Nice.
So I would impress them.
It's less questions and
Less
you'll answer what they want to hear.
Yes.
Nice,
I learned. So yes, I am related to him
Sweet.
in that way.
Thanks, Ryan. I approve. When are we gonna get to meet him? Why am I Oprah?
Because you had such a command over the audience. And
Oprah, don't turn it down. Accept it.
Yeah, man.
Just be Oprah. Just be Oprah. She's a good person to be. Be Oprah.
Be Oprah.
That's exactly what you need to do.
I was just curious why I was Oprah, but thanks for letting me
Because
know.
you're a powerful woman.
Ooh.
Powerful woman.
Independent woman.
Yes.
Amongst-
man.
Yeah. Finger snaps here and there, insert. I mean, I have to be. Look, I'm in a room full of men. Am I not?
Yeah.
I think we should just get to this interview.
Oh!
Do you like to open us up, Fabian?
Me?
Yeah.
Alright, sure. Alright, guys, so for today's segment, we have our special guest here from Float. Good guys, great music. We have a couple questions for you guys, honestly.
Shoot.
A nice fair interview to start the day off. Alright, so like, how'd you guys start? How'd you guys come together? Like, what was the beginning of Float? What happened? Did you guys, like, inflate something?
Did we inflate something?
And it took all four of you guys? Like, what happened?
Yeah, it's so funny because that is the exact scenario that we formed under.
Something told me.
We inflated a lifeboat, and that is how we are. No. I remember my freshman year when I was in school here, I went to see the Foo Fighters with a friend of mine, Frank McCuskey,
who I know Frank.
Yeah, he was big into the Foo Fighters, and back when I first met him, I wasn't totally into them, but he had an extra ticket, so I bought one, decided to go, and then when I saw them on stage, it just looked like so much fun. I was like, I don't play music, I didn't do any of that sort of stuff back when I saw them, but to me it just looked like so much fun, so I was like, how could anyone not play music? So I decided I wanted to start a band, so I hit up like the only musicians I knew. One of them was this guy, Xavier Martinez, wicked on the bass, and then he introduced me to Chris, and then we became, what was the name? Cool Sneak?
Cool Sneak.
He called us
wrong spelling.
He called us Cool Sneak. That was our name.
Why? Why was it Cool Sneak?
You'd have to ask him. He's not here right now, so will be left in suspense, because I quite frankly don't know how his head operates sometimes.
He had no idea what it was either.
Then we changed it to a couple different things. We changed it to, for lack of a better term, which was like FL. I'm not even going to attempt to do that. No. But and then we realized if we took out the B from like the better, and we just pushed the first letter of each word together, we get Float. So that is how. Quite frankly, it took like a year and a half to find a name that we all somewhat agreed on.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's not bad. So like, is it Float like for lack of a term?
It's Float. It's just Float.
Yeah, just Float. Okay.
It has no meaning other than that.
The creativity in this room.
Oh man,
it's overwhelming.
It is coursing throughout my body. Creativity.
So tell us, what kind of music do you guys play?
It's so funny because we were having a conversation about this on the way here.
Yeah.
Because do you want to field that one?
So what we came up with is, without sounding too cliche, we are alternative rock.
That is like the most cliche thing ever.
But we try not to pin ourselves down with a genre because we have hints of like punk rock. We got hints of funk, some blues in there.
Yeah, 'cause one thing I've always said is I never like to define ourselves because then to me I always felt like that limited you and what people would expect from you. So that way, if you ever did want to experiment outside of that thing that you've just pigeonholed yourself as, then people would look at that and go, "That's really weird. Why are you doing that? You're like, you're a punk band. Why are you playing blues?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I feel like to me, our genre is quite frankly, whatever we want, because we have some stuff that that's a new genre that I think made up. Whatever we want.
You heard it here first, guys. Whatever I want.
Can it be whatever I want, core?
Yeah, but we have some songs that are some blues stuff. We have some punk stuff. We have some rock stuff. So it's not. I always choose not to define us because I feel like that is our definition, is not having been defined. That was so philosophical right there.
Yeah.
So sorry. This isn't philosophy radio.
Oh, the accent. For those of you who didn't know, Ryan is a part-time actor, kind of, sort of. Actor.
I consider myself a full-time actor, full-time musician, full-time student, because I'm in school also, looking for full-time work so I can afford all this stuff. Yeah, because I act too, but that is not why we are here today. We are here to talk about float.
Self-promotion.
At its finest. At its finest.
Appreciate that, Oprah. Thank you.
You're so welcome. We're just gonna put that somewhere in the description. I'm not Oprah. But tell us, guys, are you for the original members of your band?
No,
Well, we are two of the originals, so we started it.
You're here with the founding fathers right now. Woo! Minus Xavier.
Yeah. Minus Xavier. Rest in peace. Well, no, he's
He's not dead. He's not dead.
I was like, what happened to him? Rest in peace.
He's the drummer. You gotta find a different way to phrase that. No, he's in a band now called Between the Rain. He's their drummer, and he's doing his thing. So we wish you the best, Xavier.
Awesome band if you want to check them out.
If you are listening right now, at this particular moment in time.
But yes, back on track. We are two of the founding members. Yes.
Nice.
We had this one guy. We've got. I mean, the guitar position has been something that's constantly shifted. Now we have a guy that we really love. His name is Phil Ortiz. He's Puerto Rican.
Hey.
But you wouldn't know that by looking at him. I'm Puerto Rican, and you wouldn't know that by looking at me.
I get the same thing. It's okay.
But yeah, he's amazing on guitar. He's contributed so much. We had this gentleman, Fred Mosley, I think it was his last name, but he goes by the name Freddie Futz now. He's a DJ in Washington now. But no, we got Phil now. Phil's awesome. He's got a great beard. You guys should see it sometime. It's glorious.
And on bass, we have...
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot about Greg.
Yeah, how could you forget about Greg?
Dr. Greg.
Because nobody likes a bass player.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. All day, every day.
How dare you, Oprah? Oprah wouldn't say something like that.
Yeah.
This Oprah has no shame.
You're
No
Rachel Ray
mercy. Fine.
You got downgraded.
Rachel Ray is pretty cool, though.
But a downgrade from
Rachel
Oprah.
Ray.
Let's talk more about Greg. Let's talk about Rachel Ray. Gregory Jean is our bassist. I came into him because there was this period of time where I was going some different places in life, and I didn't really see myself playing music anymore. And then I watched this awesome Beatles movie, Across the Universe. I think that's what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. They had all these awesome covers, and I realized, like, how could I not want to play music? It looks like so much fun. So I told Chris, let's do this, like legit. And at that time Xavier had already left, so we needed to find a new bassist. And I worked at the NBC store at the time, and there was a friend of mine that worked there named Jasmine, who recommended me to Greg. And me and Greg loved the Chili Peppers, so our thing was like, because I'm a huge Chili Pepper fan, and our connection was like immediate. So I brought him to practice, we jammed, and it was great. And he's been a cornerstone. Gregory Jean, we love you, big guy.
Yeah, I remember when you first play with someone and you're wondering if you want them to join. It takes a few days before you actually settle on it. Yeah. But I remember after the first practice, me and Ryan were like, yeah, Greg's in. It was just immediate. Yeah, we like.
Yeah, because the thing we found is and something that I've discovered as I feel like I've improved as a musician, but that's ultimately for other people to judge, I think. But I think the ability to jam and just come up with stuff is probably the most important thing as a musician. I feel like you could read music, that's fine, but if you can't create, spontaneously on the spot, I feel like, that's something you really need to do to get the creative juices flowing, and that's how all of our songs have come. They've come as jams, so, and Greg could do that, and Phil can do that, so that's why we're so lucky to have those dudes in Float.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
That's great,
That is
guys.
great, isn't it?
Anyway, moving on. So far in your career, how long have you guys been playing?
That word is so funny.
What, your career? Well, trying to put it in professional aspects.
You know what's a career?
School.
That is not a career. That's maybe I'm just being dumb.
School teacher?
I feel like career is like a mailman or something. Not saying anything ill about mailmen. They do
Back
great
to the
stuff.
question.
Back to the question. What was the question? Back to.
So how long have you guys been playing?
Oh, you mean as together or
Yes.
or like individually?
Together.
So with this lineup.
With this current lineup or
Yes.
since the dawn of Float?
Since the dawn of Float.
I'm gonna burp. Is that okay? Should I move away? Okay.
The professionalism.
I just thought it was better. It was better that instead of me trying to hide it. But I would say,
Well, we had so many lineup changes and like musical changes that like I don't want to say that we started like a few years ago, but at the same time we don't use any of those songs and like we don't even like play that style of music anymore. So I want to say like last summer. 'Cause that was kind of like
if we're thinking since we got Greg, which we consider be the current lineup, I would say, because we've known him for over a year, so I would say close to 2 years. So that's what I would say in regards to that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your best memory so far as a band?
Well,
I guess we'll do like each.
yeah, and then I'll pretend to be Greg and Phil, and then we'll just.
Greg would just agree with
We'll just say Greg has this amazing thing where he just agrees with everything. That's great. No, totally. He's so friendly and.
He's easygoing.
Yeah, Greg. He's a spiritual guy. My favorite memory, I would have to say, would be.
It's your memory, you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer. I would say, just we played the show in Webster Hall.
Memory.
When was it?
February.
It was last year, February of last year, and I remember we were tasked with like selling like a ridiculous amount of tickets, but we did sell them. A lot of friends and family came, and that was pretty amazing. And just we were on the same stage that bands like that I love, Cage the Elephant and Green Day and Fall Out Boy. We're just this little band that no one's ever heard of, but we're on the stage that these titans of music have played on, and that means so much to us. So to get to play on that stage, no matter how insignificant we were at the time or anything, just made us feel like kings of the world. So that to me was really awesome to get to play on that same stage.
And like, yeah, I was gonna say that was my memory, but Ryan kind of stole it.
I stole your answer.
But just to piggyback off that, yeah, like my favorite memory was I was kind of nervous going up there, and I was setting up the drum set, and it didn't hit me how many people were actually in the crowd. So I expected like 15 to 20 people, and then when I actually finished, sat down and looked out and saw over like about 100 and 120, 150.
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me, but in a good way.
But it should have.
Yeah.
Should have. That's huge.
But I guess since I don't want to steal his memory, my other favorite memory was Coco 66. Yeah, we played a show there, and basically during our last song, the crowd kind of got on stage with us and started jumping around, and that was just really awesome.
Yeah, because
Fun experience.
One thing that I've always liked to do is, like, I feel ultimately as a musician, a lot of people argue your job as a musician is to play music, and I totally agree with that, obviously, but I think that your second job is to make sure that everyone in the crowd is having fun or relates to you or just walks away with a pleasant experience. So that's why I like to invite anybody that's in the crowd to come on stage and sing and dance with us and just go as nuts as they possibly can, because I feel like that's ultimately what you're there for. Like one thing that drives me crazy is you go to all these local shows nowadays and there's the stage and then there's the floor, obviously the floor space, and all the crowd is sitting or standing like 15 to 20 feet away from the front of the stage, and it's like you're there to see a band. So my thing is I never tolerate that. No sir.
Ryan does not accept that. So
I always like to just get them to the front, because I think that's how you open up the possibility of just having a more fun experience for them. So crowd experience is my number one priority.
So guys, so since you guys are a band and all, and you guys have to have an influence, who are your influences, like as a band or individually?
You want to start that off, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go with two of my favorite bands are Cage the Elephant and Arctic Monkeys, because I feel like they just have such a bendable and all-encompassing sound, and that it applies to so many people, and quite frankly, their music just makes me want to dance, and I think that's what music should do. There's one individual in particular that inspires me is Chris knows where I'm going with this. I really look up to Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Nice.
Because as Arlene mentioned before, I'm also an actor, and he's in this huge band that's really well known across the world, and he's also an Oscar-winning actor. So for me, I always had this conflict of, is it possible to do music and acting? And I just look up to him as confirmation that it's totally possible. And also, in the summer, I played the Joker in a Batman play called Fathers of the Dark Knight, and now he's playing the Joker in a movie, and I'll tell you why.
Nice.
And I went to see 30 Seconds to Mars.
Here we go.
And he jumped into the crowd and he grabbed my hand, right? So I think I passed my Jokerness onto him. So Jared, if you're listening to this, Joker Brothers for life.
Oh, nice.
Jared Leto.
Got some big shoes to fill out there, Leto. Just letting you know.
Some influences, people that really inspire me, band-wise, like Blink-182, got them tatted on my leg. You can't see it. It's down
Stand
there.
up, show them. It's a radio show, so
I feel like
just describe it in vivid detail.
It's a tattoo on my leg. It's
of Blink-182.
There you go.
There you all know what it is.
And Fall Out Boy, first CD I ever got, when I was 10.
Yeah.
It was a great CD. But as I guess people I look up to, I really like Travis Barker. I know that's very mainstream and all, but yeah, he started off as a garbage man, and then now he's one of the biggest drummers, one of the biggest names in drummers in modern rock, which is amazing.
Chris will argue that he's the best drummer ever.
Travis Barker? No, he's not the best ever.
He's up there, though.
He's up there.
You know why? Because you are. You are the best drummer ever.
Whoa.
That's where I was going with that.
We need a soundboard. That's what we need.
Claps and a redhead.
Yeah. That's what
Well, since Ryan did mention Foo Fighters, we're going to play a Foo Fighter song.
Oh yeah, for this break, for the short intermission, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be playing "Learn to Fly" by the Foo Fighters.
Oh, he went with my option.
To be quite honest, I forgot which one Chris threw up there.
Chris suggested My Hero, and I suggested Learn to Fly, and Ryan's prevailed. I mispronounced that word.
Fail.
I pro-failed right now.
It's okay. It's okay. I feel like either way, we all get to win by listening to Foo Fighters. Just jam out for a little while.
That's such a Greg thing to say. I decided Greg would say.
Since
I did feel bad about that, I changed the song to My Hero.
Yeah.
So Gus, can we run that track real quick?
Let's do it.
That'd be awesome.
Enjoy, everyone.